texture is to do with the surface quality of something, the way something feels or the way it looks like it feels. Look around you. Can you find 3 things near you with different textures? It could be the floor, it could be the table, it could even be your clothes. What do these 3 works of art have in common? Pause the video and have a real good look. Did you get it right? All of the artists use paper to make artwork. Hannah Hock collages pieces of paper on top of one another in different shapes. Yuko Takada uses triangles and hangs them up in the air to create a larger prism. And Henri Matisse cuts out shapes and arranges them. Today you will need some paper. Any paper will do. Maybe something that's come through the post, maybe a newspaper, old wrapping paper, an old birthday card, or even just bits and bobs that you have lying around the house. You will also need a pair of scissors and some tape. Masking tape or sellotape will do. Weaving is all about noticing and creating the under and over pattern. It can make super simple materials into bold pieces of art. Now here's something you need to remember. The paper that goes from the top to the bottom is called the warp, and the paper that goes from the right to the left, the bits that are going over and under, is called the weft. I always remember right to left, weft. Now let's get started. First of all, check that your weft is longer than your warp. Right to left is longer than top to bottom. Once you've checked that, fold your warp in half. Carefully using a pair of scissors, cut strips into the warp, but make sure you don't go all the way to the top. Unfold and get some of your sticky tape. Masking tape or sellotape will do. Secure it at the top and at the bottom. Now to prepare your weft. These are the strips that go from right to left. Cut your strips all the way to the edge. If your weft has an image in it, like my tiger, then make sure you lay out the image as you cut it, so they don't get confused. Now for the fun but tricky part. Making sure that you're going over, under, over, under. Begin to put your weft under and over the warp. It seems simple, but you have to make sure you are doing the opposite each time. So in the next row, make sure that you're going under and over the opposite ones. So always have a look at your most recently threaded weft. Does get a little trickier as you get towards the bottom. Unpeeling the tape and working from the back and the front makes it a little easier. As you can see here, I'm pushing and pulling the warp in order to get the weft through. To finish weaving, make sure your weft is really pushed up as much as possible. Make sure the weft is even on both sides. Then you can peel up the tape. To secure your weaving, use tape along the edge of the warp. This will hold the weft in place. Carefully peel off the tape that secured it in place. part is optional, but if you want to trim the edges, then do so carefully along the warp. This will make sure the weft is nice and neat. You can try exactly the same method on a bigger or different piece of paper. What different papers can you use? You could even use a bigger weaving to be the background of a smaller weaving. In fact, you can use any paper. To try something new, fold your warp in half and then half again. Check where the paper opens and then cut along your weft line. But this time, make it curvy, not straight. Now, to extend your artwork further, you might want to create some cutouts. Before you do, make sure you tape everything along the back. This will secure the warp and the weft. Then you can draw around any object or make any shape you like. Use your scissors to carefully cut around the shape. Here comes the really fun bit. Deciding how you're going to lay it out. When you are happy with the overall layout, cover the back in glue and stick it down. I hope you get to present your work up on the wall somewhere. Show me a picture if you can.